Is the camera already on? Oh, okay. Hello dear viewers. Rabbits are not what they seem to be. Welcome to Nightway. We've had some power outage reported throughout Nightway in the last couple of hours. If you're experiencing one, well, then you can't hear me, can you? The Nightway Municipal Utility Department said that they are still working to determine the cause of the outage, which are roving back and forth across town in a continuous motion, like a great pacing beast. Those neighborhoods have been hit by the outage reported the shriek of hawks overhead, and that when the lights came back on, they thought that perhaps they were different people. Their memories and identities were the same as always, but suddenly felt like costumes that didn't fit exactly, as though it all were actually brand new to them. As though they had been switched out with someone who was exactly like them, as though all that was familiar would ever be after strange. Keep some flashlights and spare batteries and a childhood photo album by you tonight, just in case. The revitalization of the old town drawbridge experienced another setback this week, as engineers determined that the furniture upholstery used to construct the bridge tower soaks up water and creates an unstable foundation. This week's collapse was the third in as many months. Construction crews have tried building the bridge tower base. Supports from corrugated cardboard, non-dairy creamer, and ceramic bowls. Nothing has worked. Engineers are asking for help in determining how proper bridge towers are made. If you have any tips, please write them on notebook paper and mail them to Bridge Magic, LLC P.O. Box 1616. Do not use cursive or long words. Clearly labeled drawings are preferred. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year again. Time for our annual pledge drive. Sorry to have you to do this, but you know, Nightway has a lot of community-supported radio. And the thing about community-supported radio, it's supported by listeners like you. As well as Guatemala and some Teamsters who are sometimes just too generous. Any amount you can give will help us to continue our community programming. $1, $2, or maybe even plasma. Take WZZZ, our local number station, broadcasting from that strange antenna building out back in the abandoned gas station on Oxford Street. Did you know that it broadcasts a monotone female voice reading out seemingly random numbers interspersed with chimes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? As you can imagine, that kind of work doesn't bring in a lot of money. Unless it does. To be honest, here at Nightway Radio, we don't know exactly what that station is for or what master it is serving, but I do know that it's a vital part of this community and we should pitch in to help it. We welcome your support. Give us a call. We don't have a number, just whisper Forsaken Algonquina into your phone receiver, and angels of Facebook or something will deliver an appropriate contribution from your bank account. More on the drawbridge debacle. It was a turmoil in city headquarters this morning, following this latest in a long line of municipal failures. The city council has come under fire from concerned citizens for wasting taxpayer money on inefficient services that go over budget and over schedule. One critic, who wished to remain anonymous, said, We don't even have a river or a bay at Nightway. There would never be a boat to necessitate a drawbridge. He continued to... You know what? Forget it. I can tell you right now that that was Steve Carlsberg who said that, and he is such a spoil sport. That Steve, have you ever noticed how he never replaces his hubcaps? It's laziness, pure and simple. Laziness. I just can't let him ruin our town by denying White Nightvale a drawbridge when he can't even care for a 10 Corolla. The Nightway Daily Journal has announced that due to spiraling printing costs, we will be replacing the print edition of a paper with a special new Imagination edition. Editor Lean Hartz explains, instead of confining our customers to the outdated modes of ink on paper, we are allowing them to choose the news that interests them by imagining whatever news we want. This will not only save costs, but allow customers to experience the news as a full-color, full-motion experience taking place in a mental world that is tailored to their needs. Subscription to this edition will be compulsory and automatic and will cost a mere $60 a month. This Friday at Nightway's High Memorial Stadium, it's the annual softball showdown between the Nightway Fire Department and the Sheriff's Secret Police. Proceeds from the game will go to support development of nuclear weaponry for a strongly religious Indonesian militia that is working to overthrow their heretical government, as well as to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So even if you don't like softball, come on out and support a couple of great causes. Last year's game ended in a rout as the Secret Police hit 3 home runs in the 8th and 9th innings. The firefighters claimed there was some foul play involved, pun intended, dear listeners, as the entire bullpen was assassinated by the middle innings with blow darts. Those murders remain unsolved and completely uninvestigated. Our hearts go out to the families of the deceased. Relief pictures. Rest in peace. It should be a fun one. Expect the real revenge-minded fire department to take field on Friday. Tickets are only $10 or $5 if you bring enriched yellow cake uranium. Black helicopters will be mine-scanning the town on game day, hunting down those who do not attend. The first 500 fans receive surgically applied working gills. Notice there is no digital staticky hum coming from a dog park. Mayor Pamela Winchell announced today. The mayor stressed repeatedly in her 90-second impromptu press conference that there is no unbearable soul-tearing sound that rips at the sinews of your very being coming from the dog park. Mayor Winchell continued with a plea for all Nightway residents to understand that there could not possibly be a deeply coded message. Emanating from a small fenced-in patch of municipal grass and dirt. Citizens are not even supposed to be consciously aware of a dog park, so we could not possibly be receiving a menacing and unearthly voice instructing listeners to bring precious metals and toddlers to the dog park. Dog park, she repeated, that could never ever be real. The mayor shouted, pounding on the podium with her bleeding fists. There were no follow-up questions. And now a word from our sponsors. And now, traffic! There's a stalled car on the northbound on-ramp to the Eastern Expressway just south on Route 800. Commuters should have little delays as Highway Patrol is fiercely denying this report. In fact, police representatives have just issued a statement claiming that there are no cars anywhere. And what are you doing talking about them? Talking silly lies, you silly people. There are no cars. What is this fiction? Oh please, did you seriously believe for a second? Wait, you thought cars were real? The Highway Patrol continued. Oh, that's rich. All of the roads seem clear, except delays, of course, at the drawbridge construction site because it's years away from being completely finished. Here are this week's horoscopes. Virgil, go see a movie today. It's a great escape, especially from all this pollution and dangerous UV radiation. Say, is there more new? Libra, your dreams will be filled with prophetic visions. Write them down. Hopefully there are some lottery numbers or sports scores in there. Scorpio, curse you. Curse your family. Curse your children. And your children's children. Bye Scorpio. Sagittarius, eat well today. You've earned it. And by it, I mean massive food allergies. And by earned, I mean acquired. I should prove this stuff before I read it out loud. Let's try that again. You've acquired massive food allergies. Yes, much cleaner. Eat well. Capricorn, those were not contact lenses you put in this morning. Best not think about this again. Aquarius, the white ball will be under the middle shell. Trust the stars. Invest all your money in this lucrative street game. Pisces, you've won a brand new car. Aries, you will feel a haunting sadness about times gone by. Today's smell is wheatgrass and toast. Taurus, today is your annual crime day. All Tauruses are exempt from laws today. Gemini, you will meet someone today who will have no effect on your life and who will immediately forget. Retain hope for a possible future. Cancer, I've got to pay my phone bill and also get some more milk. That wasn't me talking. That is what the stars say today. Interpret it as you will. Leo, it's better that I don't read this out aloud. Better that you don't know. Tell your family that you love them. This has been this week's horoscopes. Good news for radio-controlled airplane hobbyists. Those unidentifiable black metallic trees that had suddenly appeared by the library back in June caused all airborne objects above 30 feet to catch fire. Well, we've finally been cleared away, as a new strip mall and parking lot are being developed. The nightly airport, local bird watchers, and that nice epileptic couple who run the emergency services helicopters are just pleased as pleased can go be about the news. Several petitions, however, have cropped up from neighborhood improvement organizations. Juanita Jefferson, head of such organization, Neither or Nothing, said, "Trees, they are us." Jefferson then paused for several minutes without blinking and whispered again, "Trees." Before collapsing into tears and loud moaning, Jefferson was then taken by helicopter to Navarre General Hospital, where she reportedly in stable condition. This morning, Jefferson's lawyer issued a statement saying, "My client fully recognized the irony of this helicopter trip, but she stands by her earlier pronouncement. Trees, trees, they are us." Meanwhile, I hear from trustworthy informants that there will be a pink berry in the new strip mall. Delicious. This just on Drawbridge Gate. The city council said that in response to this week's collapse, it will increase the project budget by $20 million over the next 14 years, the new timeline for the bridge. Money for these extra expenses will come from the school lunch program, a 65-person hotel tax, and a $276 bridge toll, which will be discounted to $249 with Easy Pass. Enough of its station editorial. Large, expensive projects are not uncommon in Nightway. We are patient but resilient little city. We have big dreams, sometimes scary, unforgettable dreams that repeat on the same date every year and are shared by every person in town. But we make those big dreams come true. Remember the clock tower? It took 8 years and $23 million to build, and despite its invisibility and constant teleportation, it is a lovely structure that, unlike that hideous sports arena, desert bluffs built last spring. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the line. Desert bluffs, they bring me out of my professionalism. I dearly apologize. It is a lovely structure that keeps impeccable time. It's a classy signature for Nightwade's growing skyline, unlike that hideous sports arena. I have to mention that again. Hideous desert bluffs built last spring. Desert bluffs can't do anything right. That's where Steve Carlberg's belongs. God, what a jerk. And now, the weather! Apparently, the Sheriff's Secret Police agree with me about old Steve Carlsberg. Dear listeners, we just received a report from a reliable witness this 2 days. A reliable witness that 2 days ago Steve was whisked into the back of a windowless van, only to reappear earlier this morning wearing a thick hat, bandages, and eating styrofoam shaped like an ice cream cone. I want to take this moment to thank all of you there for all the generous donations that you may or may not be aware that you just made. During this show, we have raised just a hair over $35,000, which includes a $45,000 donation from a certain anonymous world leader. I can't tell you who. Let's just say muchas gracias, El Presidente. Thank you again for your involuntary support of community radio. We couldn't do it without the support of listeners like you, in conjunction with unethical contributions from nefarious organizations. And with that, I leave you alone with your thoughts, folks. Stay tuned next for Zydeco Note by Note, a special 2-hour verbal description of what Zydeco music sounds like. Buenas noches, Nightwear. Good night. Proverb: lost, confused, lacking direction. Need to find a purpose in your life?